Hey guys, how's it going? Well, this is a video in response to all the comments about potential next vehicle purchase and my kids. I got a whole bunch of other videos that well, not a whole bunch, I got a few other videos in the can, so to speak, and I'm making sure to upload this one first. Because I think it's important that you guys know a few things. First and foremost, my kids are way important to me, and there's no way I would ever put them in jeopardy. It's almost like I assume that you guys know me, but you don't, because you just know me through YouTube. Suffice it to say that I would never put my kids in jeopardy. In fact, I'm kind of like a worrywart with them and overprotective. So that's not gonna ever be a problem. You don't have to worry about that. So I'm gonna try to address some of the comments that were made. They're never gonna be an issue of them having enough room to sleep in whatever I get, because they're not overnights. Basically, it would be 2 to 4 hours maximum in the van, and that means not sleeping. And we just hang out, play games, and visit each other. I'm not going to expect it to go longer than that. Ideally, we would do something first, and maybe go to dinner or whatever, and then come back to the van later or something. I don't know. I'm still making my mind up about all this stuff, so I don't have any set plan. But I do know that I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna be cramped up in a little tiny van, trying to get them to sleep in there and stuff like that and be cold. Not gonna happen, guys. It's way not gonna happen. The minivan was a bad idea. The more I think about it, it's not going to work. It's too small, and to have them in there, it would not work. It might work for a short time, but then it's not going to be comfortable, because you can't sit properly. What do you do? Sit on fold-out chairs? It might be like a half an hour before you're tired of sitting on one of those kind of chairs, so it's not going to work. I would always make sure that they're warm. I would always make sure that they have a place to go to the bathroom, including privacy. These are, to me, just givens, but again, I guess it's kind of my fault that I assumed that you would know that. And I think a lot of the comments were from people that don't really watch my videos very often, so they don't know who I am and the kind of person that I try to be. And yeah, so if you don't know me, I guess that's an assessment you might make. But yeah, there's no way I'm gonna make sure. I'm always gonna make sure that my kids are well looked after. Goes without saying. In 2 years of child support, 39% of my income goes to child support. I've never missed one single payment. I've never been late on one single payment. And it's my duty to look after my kids. Period. Now, in terms of going to find another vehicle to live in to have room for the kids, I'm not going to do a trailer. I don't want to have to deal with pulling a trailer and finding a place to park it. It's going to be a minimum of $800 a month, and that's off peak season. Peak season is like $1,400 to $1,600 a month. By that time, I might as well just get an apartment or get a mortgage. So trailer is out. And because of my new job coming up, I'm going to be doing a lot of driving. And so I need to, it's a tough one, because there's no way I can have a full-size RV. Not that I want one anyway, but, if I'm getting 6 or 8 or 10 miles a gallon, it just ain't going to cut it. I'm spending like $500 or $600 a month in gas. Keep in mind, our gas is way more expensive. Right now, it's like $1.28 a liter. So that's like probably $6.50 a gallon, I'm guessing. Something like that. It's a lot. So I got to be cognizant of the gas costs per month. That's why I got rid of my big express, the high top 1 ton. Anyway, I can't really think of what else is going on with that. I did have a good long talk with my ex today. We talked about what's going to happen with the condo and everything, and I told her she can take as long as she wants. There's no pressure to sell it, and she was happy to hear that. And she's thinking of selling it next year. So I still got a year, which is good. Now, in terms of what to get next, I'm strongly leaning towards a Chevy Express Savannah style that are pretty popular. That's what Rolling Earth Strip uses, and Wilbur's and Bob Wells. And I saw one that I have an eye on that's a 4.3 liter V6, and I think that would be a bit cheaper in gas. So I'm leaning towards that. I think it, according to Fuely.com, whatever, it says 15 miles a gallon. So that would be good if I could get that kind of mileage. Some people say don't get a van that's like a V6 because it'll actually get worse mileage if you have a lot of stuff in the back. But I think that really only applies if you're needing a lot of power to go up hills, and then the engine has to work extra hard to get up the hills. So there are some hills around here, but there's lots of places, mostly not hills. I'd say 80% is relatively flat. I wouldn't say like prairie flat, but flat-ish. So what I'm going to do is my next van, I'm going to try to build it light, like as light as I can within reason. No heavy wood, none of this stuff. Well, maybe a little bit because I like it, but keep it light and see how it goes. So yeah, I'm looking at like a 2007, 2008 Chevy Express, Chevy Savannah, 4.3 liter, maybe 4.8, and full-size van. And I think if I get one used, what I might even do is spend kind of like a compromise, spend 10 grand out of my savings, and then put the rest on like a payment plan kind of a thing. So that way I can get, because I don't want to buy something really old and breaking down. And yeah, I just don't. So I get something 10 years old, 7 years old, and make some small payments. And the thing is, the cost of these things is outrageous, and plus the tax and everything. But what are you gonna do? And then down the road, when the ProMaster or Transit comes down in price, like in 10 years or 5 years, it just seems like a better way to go to wait until they're used and they are like, have like 100,000 kilometers on the engine, and then the price will be way lower, and then you get the high top and everything else. The disadvantage of the low top standard cargo van adding a high top later, I thought of that, was buy the standard cargo van and then in a few years add the high top. Well, the problem is there's a 5 or 6 inch lip that comes out where the high top goes on, and that thing basically means that you're gonna have this lip sticking out. And the major advantage of the high top is that you can have your bed high, so you have more storage underneath. But if you have the lip sticking out, that means it would be like there, and I would be like all hunched over because of this stupid thing. So that is not going to work. So if you're thinking of adding a high top onto a standard low top cargo van, consider the lip and how that's going to restrict your height in terms of your bed and stuff like that. Anyways, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I just wanted to make a quick video and let you guys know that there's no way I'm ever gonna put my kids in jeopardy. Other thing is, I'm not gonna be working for a couple months, so I mean I could wait on the van and not be in a big rush. And I do want to make sure I take my time and get a good one. But at the same time, this is prime time to build a van. It's going to be warm and sunny. The days are long, and it's warm outside. And because I'm going to be unemployed for 2 months before my next job starts, I'm going to have quite a bit of time. And like last winter was pretty tough when I was working all day and then spending 3 hours or 2 hours often at night working on the van, and it's freaking freezing outside. I want to try to avoid that. And even if that means spending more money on gas because I get the new van sooner, well, I guess that's just the way it's going to have to be. I don't want to be miserable like last winter, building a van in the winter, with snow falling and dark out, and after I've already worked all day. So summertime, great time to build. And if I can get 75 to 80% of it done, and then do the internal stuff when the weather starts turning, all the better. Sounds like a good plan to me. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Have a good night.